A North Dakota school board in Fargo, in fact, voting to cancel the Pledge of Allegiance in classrooms. They say it does not align with the district's diversity code. According to Breitbart, the 7-2 vote came prior to a motion to begin the school board meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. The school board members were reportedly grappling with, quote, concerns over divisiveness, and that caused a lengthy debate. Let's welcome in our panel now to talk about this. Republican strategist Erin Perrine's back, and so is Daily Caller reporter Brianna Lyman. So we're at a point, Erin and Brianna, in Fargo, North Dakota. This is not New York or San Francisco, where they want to cancel the Pledge of Allegiance. How did we get here, Erin?
Well, it's just ridiculous woke ideology. The school board in Fargo would be much better served if they were focused on their students. When less than 50% of the students in Fargo are up to par on both reading and mathematics, the idea that the Pledge of Allegiance should take precedent and be paramount because it doesn't meet their quote unquote equality goals is ridiculous. School boards need to be focused on students because, as we saw here in Virginia, when you stop focusing on students, parents have every right to get upset and make sure that their children's education is protected. Fargo would be much better served, again, focusing on the students and not on pathetic woke ideology.
And Erin, I think you went right to the most important part about this. Is it's not like the Fargo School District has 99% reading proficiency and 99% efficiency in math. They're not. You know, if they were getting a grade, they would get an F for having 50% of their students passing. So we can go back to this Breitbart article, Brianna, and it says school board member Seth Holden said the pledge is not in line with the district's diversity, equity, and inclusion scheme because the pledge says the words "under God." Given the word God in the text of the pledge is capitalized, he said, the text is clearly referring to the Judeo-Christian God, and therefore it does not include any other reference to Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, all of which are practiced by our staff and students in the Fargo public schools. So, yeah, that.
Yeah, I mean, those religions may be practiced, but I think people need to remember the United States was founded on Judeo-Christian values. And more recently, you've been seeing that there has to be a separation between church and state, but people tend to not realize the phrase, a wall of separation between church and state, that was from an 1802 letter. It's known as the Danbury Baptist letter, in which Thomas Jefferson told religious leaders in Connecticut, don't worry, the government's not going to encroach on your religious freedoms. But by no means was that meant to say that there should be some kind of separation between church and the government. I mean, under God, in God we trust. That is written throughout several of our documents. It's printed on your money. So the fact that the school board now wants to get rid of it because it's not diverse enough, unfortunately, we are descending into a godless society, and it makes me worried for the future generations.
Yeah, and if any one of those people who practices those religions is offended by the pledge, they can, choose to not participate. The Supreme Court has guaranteed folks that right as well. You don't have to throw out the entire baby with the bathwater here in a situation like this. And I'm concerned, I'm sure you guys are concerned, that these parts of American tradition are being ripped out by the roots, Erin.
They are being ripped out by the roots because, and this is what people forget, you'll never be woke enough. You'll never bend the knee enough or cancel religion or try to eliminate Judeo-Christian values from the fabric of American society, because as soon as you bend the knee, they want more. The woke mob will never be satisfied because it isn't about making America better. It's about just trying to be a giant groupthink society that believes whatever nonsense the woke moment calls for. You've seen Beyonce have to change lyrics to her song because she's not woke enough, and she's one of the queens of the left.
We could also talk, too, about this, Brianna, and that is JK Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books. I mean, she refuses to give 1 inch to the trans mob, and now they have put her on a list, at least BuzzFeed has, on this 17 famous people who started out as heroes but lived long enough to become villains. And so she's an author, obviously has never been convicted of killing anyone or hasn't led a cult, but she's on the same list with O.J. Simpson, with Benedict Arnold, with Jim Jones from the Drink the Kool-Aid and all those people that killed themselves down in South America. So, yeah, they'll give you the JK Rowling treatment if you don't bend the knee.
It's a shame. I was just recently saying that the the war on society right now, that's kind of fueled by this war on terminology. So JK Rowling, one of the big tweets that she kind of got lambasted for, she said, I wonder if there's a term for people who menstruate, women. And she got ripped by the trans community. But here's the thing with feminism and this ultra woke culture is that women have this very unique and special embodiment that men just can't have. You can cut off whatever appendages you have. You can dress up however you want. You can get breast implants. You will never experience life the way I and Erin do. John, I hate to break it to you. And for JK Rowling to come out and say simply that, for instance, biological facts are biological facts, and she's getting ripped and equated to someone like O.J. Simpson, the mob will stop at nothing to take down anybody that goes against this thought ideology that they're trying to push, especially within the younger generations. And the fact that this was on BuzzFeed, look at who it's trying to appeal to. It's appealing to young teens and young 20-year-olds who read this and think, oh, she's a horrible person.
Yes, I have 3 kids, Brianna. I've witnessed the magic, and I don't have that superpower. Also, after 4 hours, I need a break from my kids. My wife seems to have endless patience. Men and women are built differently. Speaking of which, Red State is reporting on the fact that young women, especially Gen Z women, are now shedding this idea that feminism is a thing. They're realizing this is a lost cause, and they're reverting back to some more traditional ways. Erin, are you encouraged by this?
I'm hugely encouraged by this because women of my generation and those behind me are all saying the same thing. If we want to get ahead in society, that's up to us. It's up to our hard work and our tenaciousness and being the best in our industry or whatever career we choose to pursue. We're not victims of being women. We are stronger because, hey, if you're the better person at a job, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, the better person for the job should get it. And that's so refreshing to see in the generations that are coming up in the United States.
Brianna, is feminism losing its hold on Gen Z?
I sure hope so, because right now the feminism that we're seeing is they want to erase women. Like I said before, they want to make men into women. They want to get rid of the uniqueness of womanhood. And if real feminists are out there, they should be standing up and saying, no, we want to embrace the side of femininity that men can never have. We want to embrace the things that make women so special, like childbirth, menstruating, people who menstruate, right? These are things that we should really embody. So I do hope that feminism is kind of taking a new turn toward more conservative principles.
I think one of the famous feminists used to say a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. And now the modern feminists say a woman can be a fish if she wants to. No big deal, right? I guess basically. Erin, Brianna, great to see you both.
JP Morgan's CEO is warning that an economic hurricane is coming. Are you preparing? If you don't do anything, your 401k could be a 201k, and that is not good. So call our trusted friends at Lear Capital. For 25 years, Lear has helped investors own gold to protect against market chaos. It's a good thing. They can help you too. Get your information and up to $15,000 in bonus IRA gold. Just call this number, 800-880-4300. That's 800-880-4300.